Oh, that was so beautiful, wasn't it? And we do believe in miracles. We really do. I said to our miracle working ministry of prayer this morning that we were going to do a new thing. The Bible says, behold, I am doing a new thing. And that new thing was to StreamYard our message on 7 different pages on Facebook and also on YouTube. So this is all happening simultaneously. And our Joan of Angels came yesterday and spent 3 hours of us going through the energy of having a farther reach, because I believe so deeply in our way of life. And I have been a minister for 45 years consecutively, 46 this year. And what I know is that we all resist change in this whole technological thing. I mean, when I started out in the ministry, we didn't have computers. I mean, we had typewriters, right? We did mail, snail mail. We did all of that. So behold, I am doing a new thing, is to surrender to the old, to that energy of, I can't do this. And believe me, I have felt that way. And then an angel appears, our Joan of Angels, who I was really so moved this morning when Fleet was singing this song. And I looked around our room, and each and every beautiful person, our Doug Bredal from Washington, who is a Vietnam vet, who said that when he was in Vietnam, there was a new mother with a brand new baby, and she didn't have any soap, and he went in his backpack and he gave her his bar of soap, and he said she looked at him like he had given her a diamond ring. And I thought, what a miraculous moment that must have been for you, Doug, that you reach in and you just give something so simple that we all take for granted. And for that young mother, it was everything. So as I look around our room and I see our mystic Kay, who at Christmas time was really missing her late husband, Alex, who we adored. Alex was amazing. And a feral kitty had run in the house and had how many kitties? 5 kitties under her bed. And she said, I think this is a message from Alex, because he loved our feral cats that they always fed, and then they would have them spayed and neutered and what have you. And that this energy was such a gift. I thought it was miraculous. What feral cat runs in a house and has 5 kitties under your bed, unless it's a message from your loved one? And our Canella is here, Barton, who has had over 18 surgeries from an auto accident. And here she is, and she goes all over. She drives to Phoenix to see her brother. She comes here to Desert Hot Springs for the Rose of Sharon Sanctuary. And, you're radiant with your blue hair, especially. I just love anyone who gets out of the box and says, you know what? I'm going to have blue hair. In fact, my grandson for Easter had his mom do this whole purple hair thing. And it's supposed to, after she said a few washings, it's supposed to go, but he had it for 3 months, purple hair, and he was pretty proud of it too. And our Joan of Angels, who gave up a very successful chiropractic practice to become a visionary artist, to become a minister, an ordained minister here at Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, she's got technology skills. I mean, yes, I look around the room. She has technology skills. So here we are, 3 hours yesterday. And, I'm trying to follow, all of this. And I want to also thank Debbie Garcia of Spirituality Gone Wild Productions, who has set this all up for us so that we could extend our reach. And when I wrote to the Ministry of Prayer this morning, I said, please know the truth for us as we stream to 7 different pages, and that we do this work so that we can reach the multitudes with our life-transforming message. Yes, open all hours for miracles. And our Fleet would not be here if he had not heard a voice that said, you must go to Palm Springs, California. He lived in Florida, had a successful singing career, acting career, dancing, doing all kinds of amazing things, and heard the voice, you must go to Palm Springs, California. And he said his partner of many, many years, supported him in this. He came to Palm Springs and he went to another New Thought church that didn't really have the appreciation for him that we do. Blessed are they who have eyes that see, right? And ears that hear. And when I heard that, he was a professional singer, our singer had moved on, our vocalist. So all I had to say is sing something. And as he began to sing, I said, you're hired. So when we look at everyday miracles, that we are open all hours for miracles. Miracles don't necessarily mean that you have to be like Jesus, who became the Christ. I mean, he knew who he was. He didn't see a blind man sitting at the gate. He saw a beautiful human being and just placed his hands on his eyes. And blessed are they who have eyes that see. He didn't see the man laying in his bed, he just said, pick up your bed and walk. He saw wholeness. He saw completeness. He saw the energy of who and what this beautiful being was. Pick up your bed and walk. And so in my own life, I've picked up my bed many times when it looked scary and it's amazing being in a way of life for this long, 55 years. I've been in this way of life, 45, almost 46 years of it in June in the ministry. And I heard that divine call and I heard it as a child. And when I took that sandbox and I stood it up on its side and it became my first pulpit and put all those beautiful calendar pictures that the Christ Community Church was handing out in those days and gave my first sermon on the loaves and fishes and had all the little neighborhood kids there, and I'd offered them Holy Communion of peanut brittle. Anyone who talked did not receive it. It was very conditional in those days. And so now every holiday, my daughter gives me peanut brittle because I have opened the space to allow God to do what God does best by means of me in an unconditional way, right? But isn't it amazing when we look at our everyday miracles that we got up this morning, we took our first conscious breath. We, put our foot on the floor and we didn't think, oh my God, is gravity going to be there for me? Oh, should I, shouldn't I? No, we had faith, didn't we? We put our foot on the floor. We put one foot in front of the other. We went through the daily round. And as we acknowledge energetically that if we are open all hours for miracles, the miracle does come. And I was listening to this wonderful lecture on TED Talks by this great Indian magistrate from a little village. And he said when he was 9 years old, they had flags out and they were saluting this man. And he said to his teacher, and he said, it was a little village. And he said, and my parents, I was one of 7. So they had to borrow money for me to go to school. And he said, it was raining and my little uniform was, very, very wet. But I said to my teacher, who is that? And he said, he is the magistrate of the school. And he said, at 9 years old, he said, someday I'm going to be him and all the students are going to wave flags at me. Well, guess what? Lo and behold, this man became the magistrate of that school. He went into Parliament. And when I was in India and Dr. Natarajan sent me on this amazing tour with his chauffeur, and he sent his maids and his chef he had several houses in southern India to go there and prepare for me when I got there. And when I would arrive at certain destinations, all the parliamentarians were there with all of these amazing shawls and gifts and invite me into their homes, beautiful homes, and serve the luncheon on a beautiful banana leaf with all these vegetarian, wonderful, wonderful foods. And I sat there, thinking, I have been invited to go all over the world because I said yes. I said yes when I was asked to be the president of the International Foundation for World Peace and Research, in which I first declined because I felt there were other wonderful people in the room from all of academia that were much more qualified than me. I mean, there were the professors and there was the Attorneys Without Borders, Doctors Without Borders. I mean, it goes on and on. And when I declined and said, I'm the minister from Palm Springs, California, and look at all of you and all of the wonderful energies and the knowledge that you have. And Dr. Danny Schumad, who was the former chief of staff of the Hamburg Hospital in Germany, said, when you speak, we learn. And I thought, this is the universe giving me a message. And so I said, if you have that much faith, very humbly, in me, I accept. And with that, I found myself as part of the Nobel Peace Prize Commission, putting forth Dr. Emmanuel Ida's name, who founded, just this 3 universities and 5 manufacturing companies and a reconciliation and peace center there, thousands of miles, that went on this university. It was amazing. And I found myself in every major country speaking on world peace. And what I know is, having been raised in domestic violence, with my sister taking her own life, it's part of my story, that for me, world peace begins with each and every one of us, doesn't it? What does the song say? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. As we heal our own issues, as we come together with the acknowledgement that we are in the world, but of a higher vibratory frequency, and that we lift our frequency up. And I loved seeing the interview with Lilu. It's called On the Road with Lilu. And she's this amazing little interviewer that goes all over the world. And she said that she had lost her job in London, and she said she was crying and there was no money, and all of these things occurred, and she had an awakening. And now she is one of the top interviewers for Gaiam. And she interviewed Michael Rhodes, who is a mystic and lives in nature. And he said that when he was a little boy, that they went to his friend's aunt's. And he said, I was about 6. And I went into this special garden. She said he had a beautiful place and a little garden in the back. And it was like winter, but everything was in bloom. Everything was flowering. It was so amazing. And I thought, how are all of these things blooming and flowering? He said he was just amazed. And then suddenly the ant came out into the garden, and she smiled at each plant, the flowering plants. She smiled, and he got it. She loves them. She loves them. It takes the sun to make everything bloom. She was their sun. She was that radiant being of light. And when Booker T. Washington, who was the creator of the peanut and many, many things, someone said, how do you do all of this? I mean, look at, this is amazing, this crop you have. He said, I simply love them. I love them. So if we're going to be open all hours for miracles, we need to surrender to the past. We need to acknowledge with Dr. Ernest Holmes, who said, never limit your view of life by any past experience. Never limit your view of life the way, that we feel that we have failed and we did that before and it didn't work. Well, what did Thoreau say? He said, failure has a scientific quality. A good learner wouldn't miss it. Failure has a scientific quality. A good learner wouldn't miss it. So on this amazing day where technology, new technology, for us that have been on the planet, I was sharing with Joan, just think in 3.5 years, I'll be 80. Amazing, isn't it? And that I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm evolving, and that I love what I do and when I love what I do and do what I love, there's no greater combination in life than that. So that's what keeps us young. I've had people say, well, who who did you get your facelift from? And I said, oh, mine's from God. It's a faith lift, not a face lift. It is a faith lift. So energetically, we come together to acknowledge that life is an amazing miracle. Life is unfolding in amazing ways. Blessed are they who have eyes that see. And on those lower energy days, just, get on the slant board, take a rest, just allow yourself to light a candle, rather than curse the darkness, and to feel the energy of light and just rest in the energy of knowing that you are being regenerated, that you are being recreated. Your energy field at a DNA level, at DNA cellular level, is being absolutely heightened by our knowingness. Never ever use the sacred I am in a negative way, because whatever you say, when you say I am, we create our reality, whatever comes after that. So when we say I am happy, healthy, prosperous, and free, the universe responds to that. So when I say I am, realizing that my destiny is created by what follows, I am very, very conscious of the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart that are accepted and received by a higher power. Whatever we conceive that higher power to be, whatever name we put on it, it matters not. But to acknowledge that which is within us is greater than that which resides in the world of conditions that we have so often given our power away to. They're just conditions. And remember, they're facts, right? We're not ostriches with our heads, in the hole in the ground. We acknowledge what's going on. These are facts. However, they are not spiritual realities. This is our ground of being. Things show up so they can be healed and addressed and released and returned to their native nothingness from whence they came. And we are here to grow, to unfold, and to be all that we can be. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Behold, my energy is aligned with the energy of the universe, that we are co-creators with that intelligence, that loving presence, and that recognition that we are in the world, but not of it. We are of that spiritual energy. So I'm putting out a sign today. Open all hours for miracles. That we are ever expanding in the miraculous consciousness. And I recommend our Joan of Angel's beautiful book on the Miracle Club, where she has examples and she has a little workbook in there, and that we can acknowledge our everyday miracles, that we can give gratitude. And as we give gratitude, what happens? Gratitude is a magnet for miracles, right? Gratitude. That we can look under the bed and there's baby kitties that are now crawling and are adorable and finding homes for. If you need a kitty, we've got your kitty. If you're in the Coachella Valley at all, how many do we have left?
3.
We have 3 kitties left, and these are little miracle kitties. And isn't it wonderful that in this group here today, there's 6 of us, and that the miracles are just pressed down, shaken together, and flowing over into every area of our life. That someone can receive a bar of soap, and to them it's a diamond ring. That someone else can be in an auto accident and not let that stop her to fulfill her destiny, to be who she is, to show up. And I've co-authored a book called Showing Up. The power is in the asking. And if we don't ASK, we don't GET, do we? So, Robbie Motter, I also want to acknowledge you for the wonderful friend you've been for so many years and such a supporter of my work. She has nominated me for every award that you can ever think of. I mean, I'm Riverside County Woman of the Year. Robbie Motter, she nominated me for that. She goes, no, this is a difficult thing to get into. I'm just so proud of you. Nominated me for the Lifetime Achievement Award from the White House, which I received on 3 different occasions. If I live long enough, I'll have, just a whole Lifetime Achievement Awards just stacked up, won't I? Because This way of life allows us at a DNA cellular level to realize that we are ageless, we are deathless, we are beings of light, and we are open all hours for miracles. So we're all going somewhere. Where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Because we are in a high place and we will not come down. None of these outer things move us. We are in a high place and we will not come down. So I say to you, namaste. The God in me celebrates the God in you, and the God in you celebrates the God in me. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Namaste. And I say, shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, every one. I love you. I'm grateful for you. And it's a marvelous day to be open all hours for miracles.